A lot of us hold ourselves back from chasing our dreams because we're so paralyzed by the pressure to be successful right from the start, or to be amazing at a skill from the get-go. We let the fear of embarrassment and looking mediocre in front of others hinder us. And not gonna lie, I've had my moments too. I told myself things like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I don't want to post sucky videos, and I want to be fit and strong, but I don't want to look stupid in front of other people in the gym. And for a time, that actually did stop me from writing that first script and setting foot into the gym for the first time. So in this video, I wanted to explore how being mediocre is not only okay, but is in fact essential for success. Because to be honest, the moment that I allowed myself to embrace my awkward and crappy beginnings was the moment that I truly unlocked all of this hidden potential inside me. And that was what accelerated my progress in so many areas of my life. My hope with this video is that you'll come out the other end feeling much better and a lot more confident about starting whatever goals you may have, and to be liberated from this fear of being mediocre. Timestamps below as always because I value your time. Number 1. Being mediocre is the necessary first step. No one starts off being amazing at their craft. All your heroes and the people that you look up to and admire, the athletes, the movie stars, the entrepreneurs, the YouTubers, they all started out from zero. Zero skills, zero fans, zero profit, and zero subscribers. We're always being fed news of seemingly overnight successes, and big wins are always publicized to the max. But the slow crawl, the years and years of eating shit that it took for them to get to that level of success are just forgotten, because that just doesn't make for interesting news. And I think that has severely warped our expectations around success. And so a lot of us become paralyzed, not wanting to start that YouTube channel and not wanting to start that business or that hobby out of the crippling fear that we're just not going to be good from day one and that we're going to embarrass ourselves in front of other people. So when I started my YouTube channel last year, I was at 0 subscribers and I had 0 camera skills and 0 video making experience. I remember I was constantly battling thoughts like, oh my god, why does my voice sound so boring? And why did I do that awkward thing with my hands? And why do I suck so much at editing? And that's normal. Doubting yourself and feeling like you're just making mistake after mistake is all part of the process. Struggling and feeling frustrated is not a sign that you're doing the wrong thing. In fact, it's the opposite. It's a sign that you're on the right path, because growth is painful, and that's why they call it growing pains. I told myself at the very beginning that, you know what, if the sucking period is inevitable, then I better just get to it, because the faster I start, the faster I can come out the other end as a more capable and better YouTuber. Knowing intellectually that this period of sucking is inevitable is one thing, but then accepting it and being okay with it is another. And that's the part that most people get stuck at. It's the hard pill that most people are not willing to swallow. But if you can withstand and tolerate that initial discomfort, then everything else after that point will be so much easier in comparison, because you've already gotten over that massive hurdle. The hardest part of any journey, honestly, is just starting. It's getting over that initial inertia, that resistance to sucking. But once you do that and get the momentum going, then you'll be well into your journey to success. Number 2, no one cares about you. I know that sounds pretty harsh, but knowing that is actually pretty liberating. In other words, if you're at the start of your journey and you suck, then there's not gonna be many people there to witness it. And that should be a comforting thought. With YouTube, once I told myself that and just gave myself permission to suck, that was really the moment that I set myself free. It made me brave enough to explore and to experiment and to be bold with my content. And that really helped to unlock all of this creativity for me. At the beginning, I was like, well, if I fuck up, or if I do something embarrassing, or if I make a shitty video, then no one's gonna see it. I have nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. It's thinking that, okay, well, I'm already at the bottom and I can't go any lower than this, so really the only way is up from here. And that is an exciting place to be. Reframing it in that positive way really helped me to get over that fear of embarrassment. Number 3, failing fast. So people talk about this all the time in the self-development and entrepreneurship sphere. Having a fail-fast mindset as an individual or as a company basically means that you are quick to take action when something isn't working out. If you try an idea and it fails, then you're quick to pivot. And if that doesn't work out, then you can pivot again. And by going through these iterations quickly and by improving each time, you will get closer and closer to your desired goal. Not gonna lie, with my romantic relationships, I've noticed that they keep getting shorter and shorter each time. And I don't necessarily view that as a bad thing, because the more that I date, the more experience and knowledge I'll accumulate about what things I like and don't like, and what is important to me and what isn't. And with each and every subsequent relationship, it takes me a lot less time to decide with a pretty high degree of confidence whether this thing is going to work out in the long term or not. At the beginning with YouTube, I lived off of people's feedback. Despite having a 9 to 5, I was so determined to post every single week because every video was another opportunity to make mistakes and then get feedback on those mistakes and then fix those mistakes for upcoming videos. And the cycle would just repeat again and again. And to be honest, it was a really rewarding feeling knowing that I was improving with each and every video, even if it was in very tiny ways each time. So if I made a video this week, and even if I thought that it wasn't the most incredible thing, I would still think to myself, awesome, I'm one crappy video closer to making great videos. Number 4, being mediocre is temporary. So if everything that I've said so far still makes you feel all stressy and hasn't really convinced you, then I hope that at the very least, knowing that all of this is temporary is a thought that you can take comfort in. Truthfully, you are not going to suck forever. If you keep going at it with the intention of being better and better each time, then success is almost guaranteed. I think the part that a lot of people get stuck on and feel discomforted by is not knowing when you'll stop sucking. When am I gonna get that silver play button? When am I gonna get that first customer? Or when am I gonna achieve X, Y, or Z? Truthfully, no one can tell you that. And this uncertainty around the time frame of success is the part that people get hung up on so much. That's the thing that stops so many people from starting that YouTube channel or starting that business. The reality is, if you stick at something long enough and you keep getting better at it, then you will reach a point where you will no longer be mediocre. It's a lot easier said than done, and believe me, I still struggle so much with this, but the key is to really just expand the time horizon and to prioritize having a more long-term mindset over a short-term mindset, especially with really big goals. Let me know in the comments below if there are things that you guys wish that you started sooner or are maybe planning to start soon, like your own YouTube channel or your own business or maybe a new hobby. I'd also be curious to know if you guys have any tips on what helped you to get over that initial fear of failure or embarrassment. I'm sure that the community would really appreciate that as well. Okay guys, take care, and as always, see you in the next video.